Hi, I'm Monty McKinnon. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Today we're preparing the body to get ready for the French polish. Now, I told you in a previous episode that I would show you how we use the Starbond glue, and in this case I'm going to use medium. Now, I have these magnifying glasses here, and I'm looking around the binding to look for holes. There are no holes or anything to worry about on the back. Now, you'll recall on the previous video, part of this was finished and part of this wasn't. This has all been cleaned off. I did it with a 120 grit paper and then a 220, and I use this oscillating sander from DeWalt. So that's what I've done. I will give this a 400 grit coat before I put the polish on, but I'm just running around here on the binding because it's so easy. Now, this thing has been hanging up here for several years, and part of the problem with that is, of course, wood contracts, it expands and whatnot, and I've got a couple of tiny cracks. I've filled some of them here. I see one up in here yet, and I've got one down here that I can just get my fingernail into, just feeling it. So here's what we do. We take, I'm using the Starbond medium. This is a clear glue, and if you do order this, you know, make sure you use McKinnon 15 if you order it from starbond.com. I'll try to put a link down below if I remember, and you'll save 15%. And yeah, they do give me a small commission on this, but nothing to write home about. Anyway, let's get this in here because I just need, and unfortunately, where the camera is and where this is, it's really hard to get close up on this. So I'm just going to put a dot or two on here. 1, 2, and 3 for good measure. Now I'm just letting that wick into that crack a little bit, and I'll put this cap back on this. Starbond is pretty good glue, man, and I mean, they make it fresh every month, so you can't go wrong with that. Now, what I've got here is some sandpaper. I have some more over here, and I have, this is simply a piece of PVC pipe. I wrapped some paper towel around it, and then I wrapped tape all around the towel to give me a bit of a cushion, and it works great. So there's a super sanding thing that you can use for getting in here, doing this kind of thing, and getting down in here. Now, because that's on the edge, all I'm going to do is sand it, and I just want to create a bit of a mess here before I do. And what happens is the sawdust that is created goes into that little crevice along with the glue. Totally gone. I mean, that's just super. All right, we got another one up in here. So if you take your time on the finish of the guitar, getting it ready, the prep time, you end up with a better guitar. It doesn't sound any better, but it sure looks better. So let's put some more in here. I want to just put a little sawdust along the edge there. Doesn't hurt to have a little of that drop in there. Now I'll get my Starbond again. Now remember this, I could use the thin, but I have to use multiple coats, so I'm using the medium. And we're going to put several dots on this. 1, 2, 3. The dots are spread out about a ½ an inch apart on this. And that's quite a bit. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8 dots on this. I probably overdid it on this one. All right, let's get this going and see, and you'll see what happens. This will gum up on here on the paper and then we'll just throw it away. But here we go. Down to the other end, and I keep running it. Oh, that's much better. Now the other thing I like to do is I just like to make sure that I've taken the edge off of the binding running around. Just gently come along. So when you run your hand over it, it's nice and smooth. Now, if I miss a couple of spots, what'll happen when you put your French polish, it'll go into that little pore. This wood is pretty tight. I'm surprised, actually. It's a Bolivian rosewood. Has a very similar sound to that of Australian, or not Australian, of Brazilian rosewood. So this should be a nice sounding guitar. It's really nice and smooth. So that's what we're going to do. And I do that all over the guitar, on the back and everything. I wipe this off with paper towel that's dry, just to make sure that I've got it nice and clean. And I don't feel anything in the way of grain. This is going to take the French polish extremely well. All right, so let's get rid of that. And thank you for joining me. It's a great day today. It's beautiful outside, and the Queen is celebrating 70 years of reigning in Britain, which is pretty spectacular if you think about it. And so congratulations, Liz. I hope you have a great day. For me, I'm going upstairs now and get myself a cup of English breakfast tea because I can. And I really encourage you to do the same thing. It's a great drink, honestly. You will like it. I get all kinds of comments. And people are, I haven't had anybody that said they didn't like it. So get some English breakfast tea. I think you'll enjoy it. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe. And hit the like button if you like these videos. And there's a whole whack of them. There's more to come. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.